Since there's only 3 of us? Only 2? We're good? Okay. I have 1 minute on my computer. Now I have 6. All right, let's call the meeting to order. Mr. Cernan, will you lead us in the pledge and salute?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico, which is a symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures.
Thank you. And we do have a quorum with 2 board members absent. Approval of tonight's agenda. What's the pleasure?
Move to approve September 16th, 2025 agenda.
Second. Been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. Approval of the last month's board minutes.
Move to approve the August 19th regular board meeting agenda minutes.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion on that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. Motion carries. No public comment that we know of. Okay. We'll move on to Mr. Howard. Presentation.
A lot of good things going on. Let me get this open for you. Our fall fundraiser is coming on. We're selling DJ's meats right now. It started up. I don't know if anybody's talked to you yet or not, but I have a form if you want to get some meat, just in case. We got a newsletter out. I'm gonna hand this to everybody.
Make sure to send them to the courthourse.
Oh, yeah, I think there's a couple over there already
Are there?
doing it. So I don't know.
Okay.
So,
Shannon hadn't mentioned anything to me, so I don't know.
I wonder if they know that it's over there now.
Moved over there?
Mhm.
I don't know.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah. You better check the spelling, I think. No.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, so one thing I want to ask permission for is, I'm going to start off with that, is we're going to go to National Convention again. So I need your permission to go cross state lines, that sort of thing. So, but other things we have going on, I talked about DJ's meets. I have 3 kids who are going to do prepared speech in November in Moriarty. I have in November in Moriarty. I have, and that's, well, it'd be chapter prepared, and that's Brady Barella, Janae Barnum, and Joseph Vertigo, which is a big step forward for that kid. He's really stepping up. I'm proud of all of them. Just getting to get 8 minutes out of them is hard. It's 6 to 8 minutes, and that's kind of that's a step for me, I guess. But they're doing that. I have 2 opening and closing teams, and they'll be going in. Let me find my dates here. That will be in January 9th, and it'll be in Belen. Then Greenhand Creed, I have 1 doing that, and that's going to be Jazz Borelli. She's going to do that on April 20th. Opening and closing, though, I have two teams that I think they've got it down. They're kind of getting bored with it, but they've got it down now, so I'm excited about them. I think we really have. They're really good. I can just say that. Last year, the only thing that messed them up was their vote they took, the judges didn't like that, so they counted them off for it, so it knocked them down. This year I made a script for them to vote and how to vote and that kind of stuff. So I think we're up there again. So
All right.
yeah.
When was that one?
Pardon?
When was that one?
That is going to be January 9th.
January.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I really am. They are too. So. And this year they're all excited about doing stuff. So I'm really excited. That makes me happy.
Right.
Trying to slow them down. I have 3 girls doing junior high creed, and 2 are going to do illustrated talk, and that's going to be so. They're kind of nervous, but they're doing really well with that. So they're just trying to get their procedures down, I guess the best way to put it. So, but that's going to be same time as January 9th as well. So I'm going to take them to NMLC. That's going to be February 6th to the 8th. And then we're going to go to the Roundhouse, but there's no date at this point. So I have no idea when that's going to be. And then our judging contest, we set it up for February 21st. So, and that's coming along pretty good. And we'll have more room. Now we have a meat lab. We can hold a meats contest over there,
Right.
and that'll make a lot more room for us. So I think we'll still have wildlife in the gym. That really worked out really well last year. So I think we're going to keep it over there for right now. So, but things are coming together on that too. So I did change things, like instead of getting caps, we're going to do t-shirts this year because not a lot of women wear caps. So I figured that'd probably be the better way. Just a little bit. So we'll have Carrizozo Invitational on there. And pretty much that's a lot of what's going on. The greenhouse is coming up. We've got tanks to put fish in. I just got to order the fish and we're ready to go. So, and we're building tables too. So that'll be going along pretty quick. The wind
So it
tore
got
our
wired and everything? It's fine?
Yeah. So he's, the only thing, the wind tore the tarps off this summer, tore them up. So, yeah, it's one of those things. So we'll get new tarps on it, cool it down quite a bit, and that'd be good for them. It won't kill anything.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like an oven in there. I could hang out there, but the kids can't. So.
Started in there yet?
Yeah, we're starting to get stuff in there, and moving, building tables and getting stuff. So the tables that you sell, that all these greenhouse places sell, they want $3,000 for them, and we can build them for maybe 100. So I
Wow.
think that's a better way to go, and they're just as good. So, but yeah, and I'm kind of I experimented with pallets. We're going to make tables out of pallets. I found a way to do that, so we're doing that, and we save a lot of money. So. And the kids are liking it. They like tearing them up. So I can't complain. They love tearing them up. They go a little too far sometimes, but they do get it done. So,
Yeah.
But other than that, that's pretty much what's going on. I'll have more dates later. I have a couple kids that are going to do the state degree, but we got to get theirs organized and turned in. So I don't know how it'll turn out, but
Right.
yeah, they're working on it. So
Good deal. Any questions for Mr. Howard? All right. Thank you.
okay. All right.
Appreciate it.
And the travel is an action item later.
Yeah. So under reports, PAC. Faith's not here. So.
So last PAC meeting, we were expecting some more, but some dates got confused, so we only had a handful of people still here. We went over our 90-day game plan and talked about what we're putting in the 90-day game plan and what we're doing to address moving our test scores, moving our data, moving things like that. Go an overview of that. And then Ms. Howard presented on the travel that she presented to y'all and had a pretty good discussion on that and some guidance where we'll go next. It kind of came down to the next step before we put too much more time and effort into it is these kids that are gung-ho about going, it's time to go ahead and have meetings with their parents and them to see, if we've got the investment to really keep moving forward with it and seeing what we're going to have, what interest we really do have, because sometimes kids are saying they're interested in it, but when it comes down to the support that's going to be needed for fundraising, that becomes a different conversation. And talked about some different ideals for fundraising. We were supposed to present on gifted, and we had a conflict there, so she wasn't able to come, and we'll present it the next one. So one of the things that we talked about was we got that sign-up list, and so instead of just trying to post it, try to send them some specific invites and see if we can get them to go ahead and start coming to the meetings and have some more discussions and involvement. We've got math parent night coming up sometime soon. I don't know if we've got the formal date yet, but it'll be before Halloween, and trying to get PAC involved and helping plan that and do those types of things. So
Good. Any questions on PAC? Okay. Principals report, Ms. Barola.
So total enrollment is 135. That includes 2 pre-K2 students and 4 pre-K4 students. There are 72 kids in K through 5, 22 at the middle school, 47 at the high school. So K through 12, there's 129 students. On Tuesday, the 10th, Mrs. Kuzmak and Coach Baca took the 7th and 6th graders to the Fort Stanton Caves. The Tuesday before, they came and did the presentation in the classroom with them, and then that following Tuesday, they went to the caves. The kids had a lot of fun. They came back tired, but they had a lot of fun. On Wednesday, the 10th, I think my dates are wrong. Should have been. No, it was the same day. The sophomores and juniors took the ASVAB. There was 13 kids that took the ASVAB.
Good.
Miss Barella coordinates that with the coordinator over from El Paso. Mr. and Mrs. Howard took the physics class to the air show in Roswell on the 11th, and they had a lot of fun. There's some pictures there of some of the things they did. Some of our kids came back sunburned, but they enjoyed it. On the 12th, we had our first parent-teacher conference. Elementary usually always has a good turnout. High school and middle school, hit and miss, but there was parents here. The 12th was another home football game. Wasn't a very good game. Monday, Ms. Barella coordinated with Region 9 and IDA the signs of suicide for middle school and high school students. There was an opt-out, so any students or any parents who didn't want their students to participate, they did sign that. Then Ida saw 2 other kids they're able to talk to her afterwards if there's any issues. So she was able to connect with 2 students for that.
Good.
The junior high and varsity volleyball girls team are playing in Lake Arthur tonight. Miss Roper was trying to watch it. I don't know if she ever got onto it. Wednesday, so tomorrow is our first early release day. So we have some early release dates scheduled this year. And so on those early release dates, the kids will go home at 2:30, but the staff will stay till 4:30. And we plan on doing different kind of PD with the staff. This first one, we're going to talk about data, looking at data through Amira, which is the new K-5 testing. It replaced iStation. And then for the middle school math, Miss Johnson, our math interventionist, she is doing some CFAs, which are just assessments for each individual class that they'll take so that we have some more data points to look at. We wanted to share our data with you guys from the state testing last year. They're still embargoed, so hopefully by next month we can present that information out. On Thursday, the 18th, there will be a volleyball junior high game here against Holloman. On the 19th, there's a junior high and varsity game against Magdalena. Saturday, the 20th, the girls travel to Animas, and then homecoming week, Magdalena. Saturday, the 20th, the girls travel to Animas, and then homecoming week is the week of September 22nd through the 26th with the homecoming game on the 26th. The parade on the 26th. We will take freshmen through 12th graders up on Monday to paint the sea. We'll take them on the bus, and the fire department is helping to get that all set up. So if you want to volunteer and come help monitor kids at painting the sea, you are more than welcome to accompany us.
It's on Monday?
It's a Monday.
When's the last time they painted the sea?
2020, what did Miss
About 3 or
LeMay
4
tell
years
them?
ago.
20,
It's either my first or second year here.
Yeah.
So,
it's been a little while.
I guess we bought the paint.
this year? No.
No?
It
We
was
have
donated
donations coming from Bradbury Stam. They're donating us
5 gallons.
5 gallon buckets. And then, according to the fire department, they've got some donations, to go with it. Maybe the fire, and maybe from the fire department. They're actually going to go up and weed eat and clean up around it over the weekend, make sure the trails up in the back are safe and critter free, and kind of excited to have some of the firefighters up there just in case there is an issue, because that's what I'll just cringe all day. But it is, and so and they're even trying to get some of the business to help donate some kind of solar lights that light it up at night and do some things. So we'll see some hefty goals, but we'll see how it turns out. But they ought to have plenty of paint, because the last time we did it and bought paint or furnished paint, we used 4 or 5 gallons. So they got at least 5 gallons. They're bringing it to my meeting tomorrow, and then whatever else gets done. It's kind of what I felt like. We got 5 gallons. They want more than that. They can go get donations and do some other things, because that ought to be plenty of paint, because getting it up the hill's a challenge anyway.
Yeah.
So
And Mr. Wilson is making sack lunches for the students. Have lunch up there afterwards.
Can you
All right.
drive to the sea or?
I think you can drive to the bottom and then they have to walk up.
Still up.
and
I'll monitor.
the fire department brought me a letter of permission from the landowners that giving us permission to have the students up there and paint the sea and all that. So I don't know if that's always been done, but that's kind of a requirement I've added, because one of my previous districts, it became very controversial because it was private land and nobody got permission. So
I'd go if I could take my four-wheeler. I'm not walking. I'm too old.
We did take a side-by-side up once.
With paint, right?
All the way up
With all the paint.
with weed eaters and paint and all that.
So side by side, we'll make it up there.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions for Ms. Burley? So with Ms. Johnson, the CFA, what was that?
It stands for
classroom formative
classroom,
assessment.
yes.
Formative assessment.
Formative.
When we did it, when her and I worked on that, we called them CDMs in the previous district, which is this classroom-based measures. It's anything that's classroom-made, and they're working on it, and coverage standards. And
So it's classroom
piloted last
specific.
year with the Algebra 1 class and freshmen, and Ms. LeMay had some success with that with our Algebra 1 students. So now we're doing it because our scores are embargoed, but we know we have some work to do in middle school for sure. So in that area.
Okay.
So,
And the data is what we need the points, because at the high school level, the only kids that are tested are the 11th graders when they take the SAT. So we have some more data than just the SAT.
Oh, okay.
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 Did we lose a few kids as well? Or is the
I
numbers?
think that was about where we were last time. I mean, it was, so,
I think gain gaining in the Austin.
we were at 135 last time, so total 129.
Superintendent's report.
All right, so new building, we just walked through the remodel. Some of the holds up that we've had is getting some fire alarms and tweaks and goblins out of the fire alarm system so the state fire marshal can come clear the building. They're supposed to do touch-up paint tomorrow, and they got a couple of things they got to do on the hoods in the kitchen, but should just any day have complete access to that where staff can get in there and start using that part of the building. They've even already torn down the middle wall between the two, so we're very close on that. High school, or the K through 12 school where the high school was, still on schedule, still moving along well. I have not been in it a while now that they've got walls up on the exterior. I kind of probably go walk to it tomorrow when we have our in-person meeting. Is the hopes. Football field looks good, lighting. I noticed the other night, one of our lights is already back down to 2 lights. So hopefully when we pass the bond, that's something we can address, because there's still gremlins in there somewhere. Probably ballast. That being said, the lights, because of the bulbs they put up there, we had no issue seeing the field. There was, it was plenty bright, plenty good, much better than it's been in the past. The staffing update, it's changed a little bit since I sent it to you. We've got an open special education position that we finally have 1 or 2 that I think we're going to try to set up an interview with. We interviewed for custodians yesterday. Only one showed up, and he turned us down today when we offered him the job. So still looking for a custodian. We will be posting later this week I won't get into a whole lot of details yet, but we will be posting a middle school teaching position. I'm not sure what subject for sure yet. Later this week, I'll because we now have, we had another resignation yesterday, effective in a couple weeks, that will also open up a head coaching job in boys basketball. So we will be posting some positions later this week once we figure out how we're going to maneuver some people around that we already have and keep them in the positions we need and also allow them to be in the positions they want to be. So a win-win. Instructional assistants, I think I told y'all we've hired some, but we've got Ashley, Kimberly, and Elijah as new IAs. Waiting on licensure on one of them. The other two have been hitting it hard. We have a new substitute that I think we'll be able to count on by Ethan, and somebody yesterday picked up a application to be a substitute that I worked with in a previous district, so hopefully that'll work out. So that's where we are on staffing. Any questions on the staffing before I move on? 90-day game plan, kind of talked about it a little bit. We're focusing on our data for K through 8, or excuse me, 3rd through 8s. Really looking at our data, trying to move test scores. High school, they only give you the option of graduation rate, but they also want you to address test scores in that area also. We had it completed and sent in. I joined the training Thursday, the day before it was due. After going through the training, it bought us 10 more days, and we're going to do a few more adjustments and tweaks to it. We know what it says. I'm not sure it's going to be real clear to them, so we're going to make some adjustments on it. Ms. Howard, exciting. She's teaching science. She took the kids to their show. She's working on several STEM grants and STEM projects, and we may actually get a STEM or STEAM program up off the ground in our district. Kids are starting to show a lot of excitement in what she's doing, and
Good.
Labs are happening. Homecoming week, Ms. Burrell already talked about. Paint the Sea on Monday. Represent your favorite sports team. Tuesday, Dar Decorations Pajama Day. 24th, riding groups, and volleyball versus football badminton game at 3. The 25th is Spirit Day, Pep Assembly 1:30 to 3:30. The 26th, still waiting on some final approvals, but right now it's tentatively scheduled for 1 p.m. on that Friday. The 26th with the game to follow at 7 p.m. So we've got everything to DOT. We're waiting on their final answer. We will get what we need to the mayor tomorrow. He called me today and remind me that it hadn't been turned in yet, so we'll get it to him in the morning. And so they're on the special agenda next week to get it approved from the city. Doesn't sound like we're going to have any holdups and being able to pull it off. So any questions or?
Good. Okay, thank you. Financials, Miss Marie.
Good evening, members of the board. There's no bars this month, but I do anticipate next month that there will be some as we get into through the first quarter of the financials. So we'll go through. You've got your bank reconciliation for the operational account and all of your documentation for that. And then the bank reconciliation for the activity account and the documentation for that as well. And then we go into your graphs and everything looks like it's just moving along. There's no real, we're just working through the year. We've got some things that are encumbered, with the building and the payroll and all of that. That's pretty normal. About the same as last year in August, not much different. And then you've got your expenditures, estimate expenditures by functions and funds, operating funds. As usual, the most amount is for your payroll. And the next chart just shows the liquidity and current year revenue and budgeted revenue, and where we're at with those things. Then you've got your disbursement listings, which is all of your checks that need to be approved, I guess. And the PO listings.
And lots of POs, huh?
Lots of POs last month, it looks like, huh? Yeah.
Spending lots of money.
Well, I think a lot of it is, just ramping up the games, right? All the
Right.
athletics.
Oh, yeah.
We have a coach that does a very good job of getting all the POs in early for the whole season. Sometimes we have to fluctuate the dates, but she gets them all in for
Yep.
all the fall sports, not just for all. So
Well, and that's really a good thing, because then you're covered, right?
Makes it easier to plan.
Your balances.
Okay.
And the revenues. We're at with that. Lots of pages.
Yeah.
But I do stand for any questions on the checks or the POs or any of the expenditures that you might have a question about.
I don't.
You know?
Good.
And then just to kind of keep you all up to date, we did have a week with the auditor here, and everything went pretty smoothly. There's a few things I still have to upload for him. He had an audit last week, and I had training last week, so we really haven't, he hasn't been bugging me for it yet, but he will be. And he didn't seem to, like, things seemed okay. So he didn't seem like, but he was very laid back, so I'm not sure how to take that, but no, he was good. So that's where we're at in the audit. I'm hoping to be finished by the end of the month with it, or middle of next month.
And I've never received the questionnaire, that conflict of interest, or I don't know if they're gonna send it this year or
he
not.
said they weren't sending it to staff this year. They interviewed some staff. He said we've always sent it to staff, so we interviewed. They must have sent it to everybody we do business with, because I've continued to get phone calls. I got phone calls from Socorro's county seat asking about what they received, and so we'll follow up, because I did think he said he would still send the questionnaire to the board.
I think
I
he
thought
did.
that's what he said,
So,
but I
yeah,
haven't seen
I
it.
thought that's what he said, so we'll follow up with that and make sure.
Just wanna make sure I haven't overlooked it, so.
You know, in the past, it seems like they send the questionnaire to me and I send it out with for it to go to them.
To
But
them.
this year I haven't received anything either to send out.
Okay.
But I do know he chose to interview staff this year instead of send out the questionnaire. So,
Yeah, and I will check with him on that, make sure, but like I said, he had an audit last week.
Right.
Yeah, it's just kind of in and out, but
Okay. Any other questions for financial? Moving on, consent agenda items, just approve to pay our bills.
I move to pay the. Second.
Been moving seconding. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carried. Discussion items, we've got some policy advisories, mostly dealing with AI stuff.
almost all of it
Yeah.
it deals with AI and copyright.
Right.
There's a lot of superintendents having a conversation and diving deeper on AI policies for AI use in school. This is more dealing with copyright issues and things like that. I know one of the trainings I sat on last week or week before last, they were talking about how AI has become it hallucinates. It makes up stories and facts now, and it's happened quite a bit in actual judicial and court proceedings, where it's made up court cases that never have happened. And so there'll be a lot of things to come in the months to come on AI. This really, for the most part, deals with user agreements and technology and basically copyright and citing information. So this is just a first reading, but AI will be fun to deal with for many years to come. So,
Unfortunately. Any questions on the policies? Okay. Moving on to action items. Discussion and action on FFA going to the national convention. What's the pleasure?
It's a great idea.
A form of a motion?
I move to approve November 1st, 2025 Indianapolis trip.
A second.
Then move and second to approve the October 29th through November 1st trip for the FFA. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Discussion possible action on the 25-26 PMP, the preventative maintenance plan. It was a nice, lovely document to peruse, so.
any questions on it? I have not changed a whole lot on it this year, but I put a lot of things in red, just letting them know the changes that are coming and what's going to happen. And our facility master's plan is actually going to come due as we move into the new building. So we're deal with that as we get the new buildings finished. But we did catch a couple of mistakes that I've already addressed, just some names I needed to change out that I've already changed out on the final copy, and the board so moves to accept it.
Okay, I move to approve the action item 25-26 preventive maintenance plan.
Second.
Moving second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. And then the final inventory certification.
Move to approve final inventory certification 2024-2025 school year.
Second.
Then moving second. Any other discussion on that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Hondo on the 7th.
October 7th?
Yeah,
October 7th.
At what time?
what was it, 5:30?
I will be flying back from Iowa that day, so I won't be able to attend. But
Okay.
yes, they, you know, did you give
They
us a
sent
time?
it.
I think you gave us a time.
Segura, yeah, Mr. Segura.
What's the 7th? Monday?
It's a Tuesday.
Tuesday.
October 7th is a Tuesday. I just can't remember what time. Seems like
It's right here. It is.
I don't know that it had the time.
5:30 to 8:30 on the flyer, yeah. 5:30 to 8:30. So, I plan to go. You, possibly?
Yeah.
We have to register, so we
Oh,
need
okay.
to
By
know.
when?
I don't know.
I need to let them know pretty soon. So
Yeah, fairly quick.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'm sure. We're down as 90%.
there's a couple things I need to know from y'all today. So, but I'll have to follow up with Kelly and Faith anyway. So.
Right. So next PAC meeting on the 8th, next board meeting on the 21st, annual convention, December 4th through 6th, School Board
And
Institute,
that's the one that I wanted to ask about because
the annual
we want to
convention.
try to go and get rooms at Embassy Suites because they book so quick.
Yes,
I don't even know that they've done the
they haven't, the block yet.
block yet. So, but I was, if
We can call ahead and say reserve them and then
Yeah,
throw
I
us
mean-
in the block.
I still need some hours, so I'll be there that
that's one that a lot of y'all usually go to, and then I know a lot of you go to the one in Santa Fe and during the legislation. So
month. I'm thinking,
I'll try to get us in. I will trust Jessica because she put us in the right hotel last year, and I argued with them about it when I got there. So I will.
is that El Dorado?
When I went to,
In Santa
no, Faith and I think we're the only two that went last year, but
Right.
I went to the hotel that I thought was always the hotel we went to. That was the name of the hotel we were, and they didn't have us any rooms. And I fought, argued. We called Jessica. She argued. We argued. They gave us rooms. The next morning, I was in the convention center at the meeting, and they go and I was like, wait a minute. I thought this was part of the same hotel, and they were two separate hotels. And so we ended up with rooms at two different hotels. So they worked with us on that. So we'll go ahead and just get rooms for everybody or at Embassy Suites and try to get them booked so that
Yep.
we can hold on to them. And if for some reason we can't get the block, but we have the rooms, we'll address that at the board meeting too. So.
Anything else? The move we adjourn. Then moving second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Let's go home. Thank you, thank you.
Speedy Gonzalez.
Marie will actually get home before dark.
Maybe, time change.
Would be nice.
Not yet.
That change is coming for sure.
Got gas earlier. like
We are.